First, Osun State, as we know, is dominating the national conversation right now, with reactions trailing the sudden decision by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to freeze the state's accounts days before their gubernatorial elections. Speaking at the Government House in Osogbo on Wednesday, Governor Ademola Adeleke was blunt, calling the EFCC's move illegal, uncalled for, and vowing to take the issue straight to the federal high court. Let's watch.
We received a letter from our banker forwarding a letter from the EFCC instructing the bank to freeze Osun State government account. This action was taken without any court order. We are supposed to be in democracy, where the rule of law must always prevail. We will therefore not accept any situation where federal agencies trample on the constitutional right of subnational governments. This is a threat to democracy. If we all keep quiet and allow this illegality, very soon, whatever is left of our democracy will be fully eroded. All I ask is for the EFCC chairman to explain to the good people of Osun State and to the Nigerians in general why he froze Osun State government account and show proof to support whatever reason he presents. These and all our illegalities being visited on Osun State is turning our democracy into a huge joke.
After those comments, the EFCC defended their decision to freeze the state's accounts. In a post on X, the commission says this freeze was because it's investigating alleged financial misconduct involving 11 billion naira and suspicious transfers of public funds into not one, but multiple accounts. But just hours ago, some breaking news, the Osun State government dismissed the EFCC's claims, accusing the commission of acting on the orders of former governor Boyega Oyetola to stop the payment of palliatives to workers, saying that the freeze was a politically motivated attempt to distract the government from delivering good governance ahead of the August 15 elections, noting that Osun State has won multiple awards for financial transparency and that freezing a state account without due process is not how a law enforcement agency should operate. And online, what people are saying is that it's the timing of this freeze that has people talking. And I'll get to those reactions in just a moment. But as always, let me say good morning to our panel that have been talking about this story all morning. It's such a big one. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning, Ayo. And good morning, Dr. Abati. Dr. Abati, I'll come to you on this first story, but I'll first take some reactions from X. Senior says, freezing a state government's account without a court order raises rule of law questions, especially this close to an election. At the same time, EFCC does have a mandate to investigate public funds. Transparency from both would clear the air. Nigerians need the facts. Then Onion said, no judge signed off, no hearing happened, no warning, just a federal government deciding a state can't touch its own money. If this is true, it's a hostage situation. States exist because Nigeria runs on federalism. Freezing an account without a court order isn't power. It's theft. It's theft. Is it theft? Dr. Abati, I mean, what do you make of this last person's comment?
Since the disclosure was made, the alarm was blown yesterday by the governor of Osun State, we have been able to get more details on the matter. We have also been able to hear from both parties, principal parties involved in the Osun State saga, as follows. One, the EFCC said they had to freeze an account having about 11 billion naira. As part of its preventive anticipatory role, which the director, one of the directors of EFCC, Wilson Owojaren, pointed out this morning, quoting Section 34 of the Establishment Act and also quoting Section 7 sub 6 of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act, which the combined effect of which is that, look, the EFCC can, make an anticipatory move 72 hours, within 72 hours, and then later get a court order, which is the main complaint of the Osun State government, that, this post-no debit order on Osun State First Bank account was given without an appropriate court order. And other, informed persons, concerned parties, including the Nigerian Bar Association, through Alpha Musigwe, SAN, had also said, well, this is irregular because there's no precedence establishing that EFCC can act in this manner. But EFCC has responded to that. But I think the major point is your statement about timing. 10 days to the election. Why will you freeze the accounts? The state will not be able to function. However, EFCC has now responded to say it was not all the accounts that were frozen, that it's only one account. However, the state government has also responded this morning, and you quoted them. You said, they pointed out that this was money meant for palliatives for workers, agreed with workers, and that money had already been disbursed. Mm-hmm. The other allegation made by the state government is that they named Minister Gboyega Oyetola as the person that is behind all of this. Now, that's a very serious allegation. And I hope that Minister Gboyega Oyetola, who is a member of the APC, will come forward to tell us his own side of the story. Because we should not have any situation in this country where an individual, a government functionary, can give orders to an institution. Mm-hmm. I think, we didn't get that statement while we were with Wilson. We will have asked him, what is the relationship between Minister Oyetola and the EFCC? Can an individual that is not part of the institution give any directive? So these are the issues that are on the table. But Osun State says they are going to court to stop EFCC or to get EFCC to lift that post-no debit order on his account. But what is the summum bonum, of it all? It is that the election of August 15 in Osun State should have a level playing field for everybody. Yes. There should be no intimidation. There should be no harassment. The people of Osun State should be given the freedom to make their own choice.
Absolutely.
And in no way should there be violence, because initially the issue was about violence. And now it's about state intervention on public funds. But what we just want is the people of Osun State being given the opportunity to make a free and informed choice.
Absolutely.
And it's the minimum, the very minimum, that the Tinubu administration can do.
And, those comments are exactly just linking us into this next story, because you had the Afrobeat star Davido also stepping into the conversation in a very public way, holding a press conference in Osogbo to make a direct appeal to the Imo State governor and APC Governorship Campaign Council chairman, Hope Uzodinma, urging him not to turn Osun State into a political battleground. Now, Davido, who's also Governor Adeleke's nephew, said no political ambition is worth the life of any citizen. Let's watch.
To our daddy from Imo State, I say this with respect, sir. I have heard rumors suggesting that there are moves to interfere in the Osun State election, or use the state as a political battleground to prove a point. I do not present these claims as facts, but I appeal to you, sir, to use your influence to promote peace and allow the people of Osun choose their candidates freely.
Now from politics, let's now move to infrastructure, with the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, defending the administration's borrowing to build roads because according to him, a proper road network can solve hunger, it can solve insecurity and economic challenges. Umahi made these comments on Wednesday during the flag-off of a road in Kaduna State, taking on almost a preacher-like tone. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
So when people say we are borrowing to do all these roads. When people talk about hunger, we are using this road to fight the hunger we met on ground. When people talk about insecurity, Your Excellency, you know that before this Abuja Kaduna started, there were a lot of insecurity. There were a lot of kidnapping. Today, since the president started this road, no one has been kidnapped on this corridor. When a road is built, it is a catalyst. That is the GDP that grows other sectors of GDP. When a road is built, insecurity is minimized. There is agricultural revolution. When a road is built, there is increase in commerce. There is increase in education. And that is what this divine president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is doing.
Now, Rufai, big picture, as the Minister of Works, it's not totally surprising to hear him speak about the power of road infrastructure. His office is the one responsible for the planning and building of roads and bridges. But online, people are asking, wait, how does building a road equate to less hunger? And I'll take two quick reactions from X. Frank says, Olga, can you travel with your family on that road without a full security convoy following you? You live by example, not by words. If the country is truly safe and these roads are already fighting hunger, ordinary Nigerians will feel it. We won't need the preaching. Then Chris said, fuel subsidy gone, Naira floating, taxes everywhere, yet you're still borrowing for roads, and your strategy to end food inflation is to tell hungry people to look at asphalt? You literally cannot make this stuff up. Peak delusion, according to Chris. Rufai, can roads solve hunger?
The roads are good. I'm not saying roads are not good. But the question we're always asking, how is it being built? How is it that contracts are not properly tendered? It is people with interest that get these contracts. How is it that things as environmental impact assessment, the road starts, the building will start before environmental impact assessment is gotten? About months into a road project, it's after you now get environmental impact assessment. In fact, you will have started construction before you started scoping. It's the integrity. How is it that how much are the monies allocated to the roads? Can we have competitive bidding? How is it that it's some companies that keep getting all of this? How is it that in a country where people are hungry, you have more tenable needs, we are saying, okay, we are borrowing. And it's not that those things are injecting a reciprocal amounts. We can't pay for hospitals, for instance. The health ministry, that is a real going concern, we don't have them available. Mm-hmm. The military, we can't pay effectively. The capex budget was about 7% the other day. So these are the questions we're asking. Yeah. Where is the level of public accountability and scrutiny? Nobody is saying roads are not good. Roads are important, but also public scrutiny and accountability is also important. Mm-hmm. As regards Osun State, all of a sudden, Dr. Abati was saying that there should not be violence. There's already violence. This election is already a violent-laden election. Dr. Abati, should we tell how many lives have been killed leading up to these elections? People that have been caught in stray bullets. It's already violence. You see high-handedness. People should not be high. There's already high-handedness. Before this election...
We calculate violence before, during, and after.
Dr. Abati, so there's
still a lot to be done.
In terms of violence before, 100%. Violence during... Dr. Abati, I don't want to be a prophet of doom, but it shows. It shows. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. You know me, I like to tell it the way it is to the people so that people can know their fates. You know me, I don't know how to rub things in the head. It come badge and care more badge, and you're rubbing the head. Somebody said all is fair in politics. before an election. And we have seen all of this. Wilson Ovujare said here on air that was the same way they did in Edo State. There was a pattern. And you know what I just did? I escorted Wilson down that rabbit hole. I said, tell us how many days before. He couldn't say it.
No, he didn't fall for that trap.
Dr. Abati. Dr. Abati.
He saw the booby trap.
He said, that's why I said I escorted him down the rabbit hole. I escorted him down the rabbit hole. He made the claim in the presence of justification. He should tell us the time that it happened. So it's a pattern. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I escorted him there. And he entered. He will be the one to talk for Wilson. He is on the receiving end. When he comes to talk for himself, he knows what he got from that. So you don't be his advocate. Let's tell the truth. It's truth that makes a nation grow, Dr. Abati. Are you telling? That's why I escorted him through another rabbit hole. That, okay, tell us other states that are being investigated. You say a state is being investigated, Ayo. Other states are investigated. Then you blackmail a particular state by going ahead and stopping an inflow into the accounts. Then the thing is made public. You could as well done the same for other states that are being investigated and name those states. So if you say investigations are on, should you do this? Shouldn't you conduct your investigations? And you did it days before the election. So when I led him through that rabbit hole again, he said he will not name it. He's falling for it because he couldn't prove the integrity of that assertion. Other states are supposed to be under investigation. But it's only Osun that you can raise up quickly. And people think we are dumb in this country. But see, me, I just want to say this. I want to quote Chris Martins and Coldplay this morning. The song says, you might be a big fish in a little pond. Doesn't mean you've won, cause along may come a bigger one. The title of the song is Lost. And you'll be lost. They should be doing it, oh, they are doing it today. They are the ones in power. I just hope when other bigger fish now come and do the same thing to them, they will not be the one to hypocritically complain. Oh. Because when we now bring out the hypocrisy, they say all sorts of things. Just like we brought out the hypocrisy against Cardinal Nayekon.
Right.
Now when Cardinal Nayekon was facing Goodluck Jonathan and saying the same thing he's saying today, they didn't talk.
No, they praised him.
They praised him then. Today he's saying it against them. And thanks to Secretary of Federation, George Akumetu, for being the elder in the room.
Thank you for that.
I've said my own.
Rufai, thank you for that.